Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. That's Mabel Lake out there, so that's where our destination is going to be, is here. This is Enderby, and we're going to be going straight east to Mabel Lake. This is a trip we've done last summer, 2021, so this is February, first week of February 2022, and there was a lot of interest in Mabel Lake. I guess a lot of people that either have property or looking for property out there tend to watch the videos, so I figure probably a lot of people never seen it, seen what it looks like in the winter. So obviously it's not like a snowstorm or something. It's pretty much everything's melting right now, so it's not bad. You'll get a little bit more snow than this in, say, December or January. A little bit more as you get out to Mabel Lake. The valley bottom here, it's a little bit warmer. This is the Shuswap River here, and that goes from Mabel Lake and it drains into Mara Lake and then into Shuswap Lake, and on eventually down the coast, down to the Fraser and down to the Pacific Ocean. And we've done a couple of trips where we've gone along here and turning towards Enderby, and we've done, like I say, one that we went out this way in the summertime. I'm not going to edit this one, so in the previous videos I think I cut it down probably maybe 15 minutes or so. This is going to be probably a half-hour trip or so out to the lake. Very little traffic just because of the time of year that it is, but it's a super nice day for a drive. So on the right hand side, the whole way, the entire way we're going, we're following along the Shuswap River. That's kind of what this little valley is. On the left hand side, it's an area that's referred to as Hunter's Range, and a lot of snowmobiling stuff up in there, and lots of trails that they've actually got a club up there that organizes trails and that. And there's even a herd of caribou that live up there, believe it or not. It's kind of an odd thing, but there's it's just a small herd of these caribou. A number of lakes in the area as well, smaller lakes for fishing, that sort of thing. But this place is very popular in the summer. Camping, lots of places to camp along here. Some smaller ones, and a couple of the bigger resort type things closer, especially closer to get towards Mabel Lake. And that's me wiping the camera. Not sure if it was for bugs or something splashed me there. A lot of times if I have stuff hit the window, I'll just wipe it with my hand. I have to reach out the window and give it a wipe. But I even left that in there. I didn't even edit that out this time. Usually I cut that stuff out, but we'll leave that one in. Getting close to a... Oh, wiping the camera again. There you go. Getting close to a little gas station and store up here. So it's a good place to stop if you need stuff. There's a lake that's close by called Hidden Lake, and a lot of people camp there. There's a couple campgrounds, so it's pretty busy. People coming back and forth just to pick up the essentials at this little store up here. There's probably a dozen lakes named Hidden Lake in BC, but this is just one of them. So my camera hangs off the left side of the vehicle. I mentioned that before, so I am actually driving in my own lane, but it just looks like I'm straddling the center line. Kind of hangs off the side, so gives a different perspective. Oh, watch out for the suicidal dog. It's like the worst color of dog to be crossing the road like that. So that's the gas station. I guess the dog's going there too. So there's a road here on the right. Now this is a road that heads up towards Hidden Lake. The one if you go to the right here. It also takes you eventually down to Lumbee. And it's a nice little drive. It's dirt road the whole way, so if you have something that you don't want to get covered with rocks and dirt and everything else, then don't drive down there, but it's a neat little drive. That turnoff back there too. If you go down there, there's a bridge that crosses over the Shuswap River there. And I often see people swimming and stuff there. I don't know if it's like a private campground or what, but a number of times I've seen people, probably locals and stuff, head there. But might be a decent place to stop. There's a couple of websites that show all the boat launches and different areas along the Shuswap River where you can get in and get out. I've mentioned before in a couple other videos that there's a lot of people that tube this river, like big inner tube kind of thing, and little rafts and that. Can be dangerous in certain spots, and if the water level's high, like in the springtime or you know, it's going to be probably too dangerous for that, but yeah, it's a pretty popular activity, but it's also dangerous if you're not aware, but easy to find information if you just do an internet search. It's about as far as you get away from the river here, and it's still only a couple hundred yards to the right there. A lot of these fields are alfalfa and hay and that sort of thing. Lots of people have horses out here. It's a really nice view off to the right here. If you kind of see across the valley and kind of wide open. Good vantage point along there. So we are gaining altitude, of course, as we get towards Mabel Lake. It's not a whole lot though, but you know, it's because it is a river flowing downhill, you can kind of, you know, get an idea of how much it's probably gaining in altitude by the time it gets to the lake. But I don't know, hundreds of feet, maybe a couple hundred, maybe 100 feet. I don't even know how much. But there is more snow, definitely more snow by the time you get there. A lot of this area here, because it's south facing, it melts pretty quick, so it doesn't really stick around on these kind of hillsides. But if you're on the other side of the valley looking north, it's going to be more snow, just because it's not melting like this stuff will. Getting all the sunlight. Some of these places are just bare dirt even along here. So aside from the few houses along here and farms and that sort of thing, in the community at the end of the lake, pretty much the only traffic along here is going to be logging trucks coming out of the hills, because this road doesn't really go anywhere. It just dead ends at the lake. So yeah, that road back there, I think that was the Noisy Creek Forest Service Road. And if you head up there, it's where a lot of the people go snowmobiling and that. And yeah, I think that's the road that takes you up to Mare Mountain Lookout. And it's about 7,600 feet. And it's quite a bumpy four-wheel drive kind of road. You wouldn't want to take a two-wheel drive anything up there, but it goes up to, I think, 7,600 feet, if I remember, something like that. And there's an old forestry lookout up there, because it's kind of the highest peak around, so that's how they used to spot forest fires. Now, in this area, they primarily use, different things like aircraft and probably satellite and that sort of thing. Those forestry lookouts aren't really manned, at least in the Okanagan area. I know there was a couple that were in the Caribou region that were still manned a few years back, but anyway, so up there's this kind of one-room building, and it's raised up because they get so much snow up there. Like, you can go up there in July and there'll still be snow on the ground, and which is something considering how warm it gets around here. But it's kind of interesting. I remember the first time I went up there was probably in the 90s, and you could take they have wood paneling that cover the windows just so they don't get damaged from wind and stuff, and you could pop them off and take a look through the glass. And at that time they still had all equipment for sighting, for the big table with a thing that you'd spin around, and they had like sights on it so they could pinpoint where the smoke was coming from on a map and that sort of thing. And they had a cod in there, and kettle, all kinds of stuff from somebody that would live up there. But yeah, we put the panels back up. Not many people went up there at that time, but I went up a couple years later and the thing was completely emptied out. So I guess that was probably when they were deactivating it. There's a little lake right at the very top, and yeah, it had little trout in it, not very big, but yeah, it's so steep the last little bit. You gotta go the switchbacks, you can't turn around on them, so you have to go forwards, backwards, all the way up the hill, and zigzag up the hill that way. Kind of interesting. But I haven't been up there for years, so don't know what it's like now. Probably hasn't changed much. I know a lot of people go up there snowmobiling when there's 20 feet of snow on the ground, but yeah, we used to do it maybe once a year. We'd drive up there in the trucks and 4x4s, that sort of thing, and have a look around. Take you most of the day to get there and back. That little sign back there was for camping on the right here. Yeah. Looked like a proper RV sites and stuff in there. Another sign for campground or picnic area or something on the right. A lot of those I haven't been to because they're just commercial type sites, and when I come down here it's usually pretty busy. Those places are pretty busy with summer tourists and that. Yeah, that I guess right there is the sign was for. And we're back up close to the river again. There's a couple spots along this stretch here where you can stop and go right over to the creek and that, or sorry, the river, I guess. And I think there's even some picnic tables in a couple places. You know, some of it is probably private land, but there are a couple spots where it's not. It's just, I don't think you would be allowed to camp there on your own, but probably day use. Probably signs that say day use only and that. Kind of hard to see when the snow is there, but there's the odd little spot where when the snow's gone that you can tell they're like a parking spot kind of a thing. And there's actually a building there you can just see on the right. And as far as I know, the only way to get there is by a canoe across the river. I saw some people going over there one day, but yeah, I don't know that there's a road that's really easy to access over there. Might be an old logging road or something, but I don't know. Time to wait the camera again. I think I must be getting splashes from the cars going by, and nothing worse than driving along for an hour and you get a bunch of stuff on the lens. So there's a spot right here on the right where I've stopped before, and I don't know if there's a picnic table there, but there might be. It's quite a wide little spot you can park. So I guess this community down here, I think it's called Kingfisher. I don't know that for sure, but I think I saw that on the map. I was, yeah, when I just did the screenshot for the Google Maps showing the route today, I think I saw it was labeled as Kingfisher, so it kind of rings a bell. So I imagine this whole kind of area along here is probably called that. We're getting quite close. Just a couple minutes away from the lake. So this part of the river here has quite a bit of rapids and stuff on it. You can't see it from the road right here, but this is about the only kind of stretch you really don't want to be tubing on. You get closer to the lake, that's the kind of the worst spot. I don't know it that well. When I have gone down there, it's been so long ago. You know, I could be getting mixed up, but I know that closer to the lake, actually it looks fine here. So maybe it's still just a little closer to the lake that where it's the rapids and that. I know there's been a few people drowned and stuff in there tubing. One guy tried to take a jet ski through there once. That was a bad idea. Yeah, there's probably somebody watching this that knows this river better than I do, but probably give some more information if you know any. I think back there, I think that's Volunteer Fire Hall. I think that's what that is. Maybe a community center or something as well. So the few people that live out here year-round be manning that fire hall pretty much when everybody's not using this area, which is good because then people can still get insurance and that. Because you're half an hour away from Enderby, so yeah, it's good that they have the resources out here. It's quite a big community out here now. I think the golf course, and maybe it's more than one golf course now. I don't know. I just can see what you see on the road looking off to the left here. There's all kinds of townhouses and stuff on the right as well. And that's our first kind of look at the lake. It'd be nice if they made a park or something right on the day use area or something right on the lake. Kind of seems like it really needs that. Come here. I'm going to do a little spin around here at the entrance to the marina so you can see where usually all the ski boats are parked. And there's campgrounds and stuff on the left as well. Little store and stuff back there. But this will be where we'll end this video. It's a long one. If you like this kind of thing, think about subscribing. Other than that, I want to thank you for watching. If you've made it all this way, then congratulations. That's a long one. But yeah, other than that, I'll catch you on the next one. And hopefully it'll be one without snow. I think I'll probably be posting some new stuff from the spring here. Okay, thank you for watching.